evening. This is Tabitha Komolafe. Reading with me is
Idowu Shekoni. Good evening.
Bringing you Newscope, our daily news program of in-depth reports, interviews and commentaries. First, the highlights. 4 years after, gunmen again storm Owo Church.
President Tinubu decorates Disu as acting IGP.
Oluyole local government area unveils newly renovated multi-purpose hall.
And on the foreign scene, Myanmar military airstrikes kill 17 in western state.
And now the details. Gunmen in the early hours of today abducted 5 worshippers at a church in Owo local government area of Ondo State. It was gathered that the armed men stormed the church, a branch of the Celestial Church of Christ, at about 1 a.m. while the service was ongoing and abducted the worshippers. The spokesperson for the Ondo State Police Command, DSP Abayomi Jimo, confirmed the incident today in a message sent to journalists in Akure. He further disclosed that one of the victims has been rescued while one suspect has been apprehended. DSP Jimo added that operations are ongoing to ensure the safe rescue of the remaining victims and the arrest of all the perpetrators involved.
Meanwhile, residents of Ondo State have staged a protest over the abduction of worshippers at a church in the Owo local government area of the state. The protesters barricaded the busy Akure-Owo expressway, leaving motorists on the road stranded. The police confirmed the abduction of 5 worshippers at the church in Uso by gunmen. It was gathered that the armed men stormed the church, a branch of the Celestial Church of Christ, at about 1 a.m. today while service was ongoing. The church attack comes almost 4 years after the terror attack on St. Francis Catholic Church, Owo, which left 41 people dead and 140 others injured.
In a related development, operatives of the Department of State Services, DSS, have arrested the 6th suspect linked to the 2022 attack on St. Francis Catholic Church in Owo, Ondo State, where over 40 worshippers were killed. The suspect, identified as Sani Yusuf, was apprehended in Igosa community, Ovia North local government area of Ondo State, after years of surveillance. Security sources said Yusuf, who confessed to the crime, had temporarily relocated to Kano after the June 5, 2022 attack before moving to Edo State. He is also alleged to have participated in the July 2022 Suleja military barracks attack, the Zuma Rock checkpoint assault that killed 5 soldiers, and multiple kidnap operations in Kaduna and surrounding areas. 5 other suspects are already on trial in Abuja over the Owo attack, which remains one of the deadliest incidents in southwest Nigeria, and also raised concerns about the expansion of insurgent activities beyond the northeast.
President Bola Tinubu has decorated Tunji Disu with his new rank as the Acting Inspector General of Police at the State House, Abuja. The ceremony, which took place at 4 p.m. at the President's office, had in attendance National Security Advisor Nuhu Ribadu, Chief of Staff to the President Femi Bajabiamila, Secretary to the Government of the Federation George Akume, and the immediate past IGP Kayode Egbetokun. His appointment came just 48 hours before the scheduled retirement on April 13, 2026, when he would have reached the mandatory retirement age of 60 years. However, under the amended Police Act, which allows Inspectors General of Police to serve a 4-year tenure regardless of age, DG Tunji Disu may remain in office until 2030. Tinubu, who pinned the new insignia on Disu's uniform, commended the outgoing IGP Egbetokun for his service to the nation. The ceremony comes barely 24 hours after Egbetokun submitted its resignation letter to the President on Tuesday, citing family issues that require his undivided attention.
Meanwhile, reactions have continued to trail the recent appointment of former Assistant Inspector General of Police Olatunji Disu as the replacement for Kayode Egbetokun following his resignation as Inspector General of Police. In this report, Olamide Owolabi examines the role and expectations of the acting new police chief.
The Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbetokun, recently resigned from office. His resignation came after serving beyond the statutory retirement year of 2023, following an extension of service approved by President Bola Tinubu. Following his resignation, the Assistant Inspector General of Police, Olatunji Disu, was appointed as the Acting Inspector General of Police. Born on April 13, 1966, Disu has served as Commissioner of Police in several states, including Rivers State and the Federal Capital Territory. He also previously headed the Intelligence Response Team of the Nigerian Police Force. Speaking with BSS News, a retired Assistant Inspector General of Police, Ade Ajakaye, described the appointment as a positive development, noting that Disu is well qualified, experienced in several areas and widely regarded as trustworthy. He added that the former Inspector General, Kayode Egbetokun, did his best while in office and expressed confidence that Olatunji Disu would build on those efforts.
As far as I know, I think he did his best. Yeah. Even in Nigeria, if an angel comes to do something in Nigeria, he will have to perform very well. You know, not to talk of ordinary human being. Egbetokun tried his best. And, there's something we call diminishing returns with age and everything. The older you grow, the less you become strong and the rest of it. So it's time for him to go, and he has left. So somebody will take over. AIG DC is a well-qualified person to be an IGP, a Nigerian police force. I know him very well. He is worthy of that position. Very worthy of it. Well, you know, life progresses every day. It should start to build on where Egbetokun left, and I'm sure with his antecedent, I'm sure he's going to do much better.
Also reacting, a security expert, Dr. Adekunle Okwala, described the appointment as a step in the right direction, citing this track record in combating insecurity during his tenure as Commissioner of Police.
He has been in charge, of many squad that, has to do with fighting insecurity in the past. That's number one. And he's a highly educated person. He has many master's degree, in administration, business administration, also in insecurity fighting and things like that. So I believe it's a step in the right direction by the government. All we need to do is to pray that God will give him the grace to be able to function effectively, and people should not bring tribalism into this. It has nothing to do with tribalism. We know that we have an issue at hand in Nigeria, with the banditry and insecurity that we're fighting.
They advised the newly appointed Acting Inspector General of Police to prioritize intelligence-driven policing, strengthen internal discipline, and intensify efforts to address insecurity across the country. Olamide Owolabi, BSS News.
The chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, George Amukpito, has said employees of the agency who were responsible for the shortfalls recorded in Kuje and Kabusa during the Federal Capital Territory elections will be investigated. He said the workers will be punished if found guilty. According to him, the transporters who were responsible for the delay in the movement of logistics to the Kwali Area Council will also be blacklisted. Amukpito stated this while reviewing the FCT polls at a meeting with resident electoral commissioners at the INEC headquarters in Abuja today. All resident electoral commissioners from the 36 states and the Federal Capital Territory were invited to the meeting.
This broadcast of Newscope comes to you from the Broadcasting Corporation of Oyo State, Ibadan. The presidential candidate of the New Nigeria People's Party, NNPP, in the 2023 general election and former governor of Kano State, Rabiu Kwankwaso, has paid a courtesy visit to Oyo State Governor, Engineer Seyi Makinde, in Ibadan. Kwankwaso, who is also the national leader of the New Nigeria People's Party, described the visit as non-political. He explained that it was in Ibadan, the Oyo State capital, to inaugurate a new office for his party and considered it appropriate to pay homage to Governor Makinde during his stay. The New Nigeria People's Party NNPP chieftain arrived at the governor's office at exactly 1 in the afternoon, accompanied by party leaders in Oyo State. He was received by Governor Seyi Makinde, after which both leaders proceeded to a closed-door meeting. Addressing journalists after the meeting, Kwankwaso reiterated that his visit was primarily for a party engagement and also emphasized that his relationship with Governor Makinde transcends partisan lines. Governor Kwankwaso, who also highlighted his political journey, noted his previous roles in the People's Democratic Party before moving to the All Progressives Congress and later joining the NNPP. Among members of his entourage was the Secretary of the NNPP Board of Trustees, Alhaji Buba Galadima.
The Oluyole Local Government Authority, under the leadership of Engineer Akeem Olatunji, has successfully commissioned the newly renovated multi-purpose hall at the new garage area in Ibadan, marking another significant achievement. The multi-purpose hall was commissioned by the Commissioner for Works, Architect Abdul Majid Mubonjibola, and attended by key political stakeholders and traditional chiefs in Oluyole Local Government. BCOS reporter Olamiposi Ishola brings the details.
From May 2024, when Engineer Akeem Olatunji was sworn in as the chairman of Oluyole Local Government, the development of the council area has received priority attention through strategic initiatives. The council boss, who previously served as the state publicity secretary of the People's Democratic Party, is fervently aligned with Governor Seyi Makinde's administration and strives to unite members and political stakeholders for efficient local government administration. The unwavering of the newly renovated multi-purpose hall at New Garage area in Ibadan confirmed the unwavering and solidarity of Oluyole PDP as an indivisible entity. Following the commissioning of the project, the State Commissioner for Works, Architect Abdul Majid Mubonjibola, commended the council boss for his significant contributions to the council area.
It's a new beginning for Oluyole Local Government, and I want to bless them, tell our people, let everybody calm down, let everybody drop their budget. Let's meet very well for the betterment of the people.
Some of the stakeholders who spoke at the event, such as Chairman Oyosaka, Dr. Bola Adetuji, Honorable Wahid Akintayo, representing Oluyole State Constituency, Mr. Olade Setu, former Oluyole Local Government Chairman, and political head, LCDA, expressed their support and highlighted the necessity of the unity in Oluyole Local Government.
That message for the chairman, they should not relent. People are appreciating them for what they are doing, and I know God will empower them to do more for the people of Oluyole Local Government.
Earlier in his address, Oluyole Local Government Chairman Engineer Akeem Olatunji reiterated his administration's commitment to complementing Governor Seyi Makinde's efforts in the council area. The council chairman stated that the multipurpose hall underwent renovation to enhance administrative capabilities and optimize service delivery within the council jurisdiction.
The building was done about 4 years ago, and there is also a source of revenue for the local government. That's why we decided to take it upon ourselves to rebuild it people of Oluyole local government. So there is also going to be a source of income for the local government.
Projects that will span across several wards in the council area, in addition to the multi-purpose hall in the new garage area, are projected to be completed this year. Olamiposi Ishola, UCS News.
The entire community of Ladoke Akintola University of Technology, Lautech Ogbomoso, on Sunday, February 22, 2026, has been thrown into mourning over the death of 6 of its final year's nursing students of Open and Distance Learning (ODL). According to the release issued and signed by the Registrar of the University, Mrs. Olayinka Balogun, and made available to BCOS News, the 6 students were traveling from Suleja, Niger State, for the final examination when the incident happened at hotel along Ogbomoso-Ilorin Expressway. While sympathizing with families and friends of the deceased, the director of Lautech Open and Distance Learning Center, Professor Rafiu Ganiyu, described the death of the student as devastating and pathetic, saying lectures were suspended at the center on Monday to mourn the departed souls. While making clarification on the misconceptions which has gone viral on social media, Professor Ganiyu emphasized on the policy of the National Universities Commission, which the institution adheres to strictly. He, however, appealed to the general public to bear with the university and AUC policy towards standard of university education in the country, adding that the institution prioritizes the welfare of its entire students.
Dr. Peter Akpe has been unveiled as the 6th Deputy Governor of Bayelsa State to complete the remaining 2 years of the present administration, having been cleared by the State House of Assembly. The Deputy Governor swearing-in ceremony took place today at the Bayelsa State ESCO Chamber, Yenagoa, alongside the inauguration of 4 commissioners and 14 permanent secretaries. Speaking during the oath-taking ceremony, the State Governor, Senator Adoye Diri, prayed for the repose of the deceased Deputy Governor, who was called to glory and was given a befitting burial. He charged the new Deputy Governor to be mindful of the solemn oath of office and discharge his duties with the fear of God.
Now into the foreign scene, a military airstrike by Myanmar's military in Rakhine State has killed at least 17 people and injured 14 others. This is coming in the latest civil war carnage, weeks after a military-backed governing party election win was dismissed as a sham by international observers. Foreign desk editor Folashade Akintola compiled the details and others as presented by Bimbo Akombi.
Women and children were among those killed when airstrikes hit Yongu village in Pyongyang Township on Tuesday. The Democratic Voice of Burma said the village lies about 33 kilometers, that is about 21 miles, northeast of Sitwe, the Rakhine state capital. It was captured by the Arakan Army, an ethnic Rakhine armed group fighting the Myanmar military, in March 2024. Myanmar, formerly known as Burma, has been in political turmoil since the 2021 military coup, with the crushing of pro-democracy protests prompting a nationwide rebellion. Thousands have been killed and about 3.6 million people have been displaced, according to the United Nations. The war has provoked armed resistance from democracy activists and ethnic minority factions that have long held sway in the nation's fringes. Clashes between Syrian internal security forces and a militia linked to the ousted government of Bashar al-Assad have left at least 4 people dead in the Alawite majority coastal province of Latakia, marking a significant escalation in the new government's fight to stabilize a nation emerging from years of ruinous civil war. The fighting erupted on Tuesday west of the village of Amam al-Karali in the countryside of Jable. Security forces were responding to reports that members of Saraya al-Jawad, that is the al-Jawad brigades, a shadowy armed group linked to regime remnants, had launched an attack on security positions. According to the press, the confrontation killed at least 1 member of the internal security forces. security units managed to neutralize a top commander of the militia along with 2 of his associates, bringing the death toll to at least 4. The emergence of Saraya al-Jawad represents a shift from disorganized loyalist resistance to an organized rebellion in the coastal heartland, traditionally the stronghold of the Al-Assad family. Formed in August 2025, the militia is reportedly loyal to Suhail al-Hassan, the brigadier general who commanded the notorious Quwat al-Nimir, that is the Tiger Forces, an elite unit in the former regime's army. And finally, Sri Lanka's criminal investigators have arrested the country's former intelligence chief in connection with the wave of 2019 Easter Sunday bombings that killed 279 people and upended the nation's tourism economic lifeline. Retired Major General Suresh Salah was taken into custody at dawn in a suburb of the capital, police said on Wednesday. Salah, who was promoted to State Intelligence Service Chief in 2019 after Gotabaya Rajapaksa became president, had been accused of involvement in the coordinated suicide bombing, a charge he has denied. 6 almost simultaneous suicide bomb attacks struck Easter congregations at 3 churches and guests at 3 luxury hotels during breakfast. The bombings injured more than 500 people, also killed 45 foreign nationals, and dealt a severe blow to the island's vital tourism sector. In the aftermath, officials blamed a local armed group for the suicide bombings, but Salah was also accused of orchestrating the attacks. Bimbo Akambi, BCUS News.
To end this edition of Newscope, here again are the top stories. Gunmen in the early hours of today abducted 5 worshippers at a church in Oluyole local government area of Ondo State. The church attack comes almost 4 years after the terror attack on St. Francis Catholic Church, Owo, which left 41 people dead and 140 others injured.
President Bola Tinubu has decorated Tunji Disu with his new rank as the Acting Inspector General of Police at the State House, Abuja.
The Oluyole local government authority, under the leadership of Engineer Hakeem Olatunji, has successfully commissioned the newly renovated multi-purpose hall at the new garage area in Ibadan, marking another significant achievement.
And on the foreign scene, a military airstrike by Myanmar's military in Rakhine State has killed at least 17 people and injured 14 others.
That's all from Newscope Desk for now. It was packaged by Mary Adedakpo and delivered by
Tabitha Komolafe
and Indoru Shekoni. Thanks for listening, and do not forget to tune in for the Yoruba version at 8 p.m. Good evening.
I am Malario, the king of malaria parasites. My mission is simple: to take over your body, to cause fever, chills, headache. But one thing stands in my way. Come on, come on.
Effective relief from malaria. Comal on, malaria gone. If symptoms persist after 3 days, consult doctor.
Alhamdulillah, oṣù alápẹ̀lẹ̀ ti tún wọlé dé wẹ́rẹ́ o, oṣù ẹ̀yọ́nú, oṣù yẹ́ṣẹ̀ tọ́ba aláàjọ àṣà ìtọ́n sínú ìgbèkùn, oṣù Ramadan. Ní iléeṣẹ́ rédíò àti tẹlifíṣàn ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ BCOS ilé akéde oríta Basọ̀run fi ń kéde wípé àsìkò ti tó fúnṣẹ́ àṣegbọrẹ o. ìtọ́ba aláǹjúwe fún wa nínú Al-Qur'an pé a lè fi làlàyé ń bí àti lọ́la àlùkìyámọ̀. Torí náà ẹ wá ṣonígbọ̀wé ètò àwẹ̀ nílé iṣẹ́ wa BCOS lówó tí ò gúnpá tí ó sì gajara lọ. Ọba aláwọ̀ sì ní dùn wá ní ládàá ẹ̀. Bó ṣe rún pípé àlẹ́ àdán, bó ṣe tafsir, wáàzí, kútúbà jímọ̀ nú àwẹ̀, tàrọ́wì, ìrun Eid àti bẹ́ẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ lẹ fẹ́ ṣonígbọ̀wọ́. Kódà bẹ́ẹ̀ fẹ́ kí wọ́n máa gbọ́ lórí rédíò àbí kí wọ́n máa wò ó lórí tẹlifíṣàn live and direct direct bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe ń ṣe lọ́wọ́ BCOS lè máa bọ̀ ẹ̀yẹ ṣàtúwá sí ẹ̀ka yàwòrán film unit wa nílé akéde ń bí tàbí kẹ́pẹ́ alága ìgbìmọ̀ Ramadan tọdún 2026 Alhaji Ibrahim Adeoye ọmọ àdá mọ́mọ́ sórí 07069636433 ìbádà wa nínú oṣù Ramadan ọba aláwọ̀ ní dàlú aláyà á sì jèrè láyé ń bí àti lọ́la lùkìámọ̀ inshallah bikuratila ìgbìmọ̀ oṣù Ramadan tọdún 2026 lábẹ́ àṣẹ iléeṣẹ́ BCOS oríta Basọ̀run Ìbàdàn ló ń ṣe shukron jazilan bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe ń bọ̀ wá ṣo nígbàwó ètò.
Unstoppable you, fueling your vitality the whole day through. Embrace each challenge with renewed might. With Supermalt, your performance takes flight.
With 20 essential vitamins, minerals, and nutrients, one Supermalt multivitamin after breakfast every day keeps you going.
áńgẹ́lì náà sì dáhùn ó sì wí fún wọn pé kò sí níyì nítorí tí ó ti jíǹde gẹ́gẹ́ bí ó ti wí hallelujah jésù yè títí ayé ìgbìmọ̀ ọdún àjíǹde ilé akéde Israel's Easter Committee ń fi àsìkò yìí pé gbogbo ọmọlẹ́yìn Kristi lẹ́gbẹ́lẹ́gbẹ́ iléeṣẹ́ ńlá oníṣòwò kéékèèké ilé ìjọsìn lọ́lọ́kan ọ̀jọ̀kan àti gbogbo àwọn tí Ọlọ́run gbẹ́gi ọlà fún láwùjọ láti wá ṣe onígbọ̀wọ́ àwọn ètò wa lọ́lọ́kan ọ̀jọ̀kan oníṣẹ́jú 5, 10, 15, 30 ṣẹ́jú àti wákàtí kan lórí rédíò wa Oluyole 98.5 FM àti tẹlifíṣàn wa BCOS television fún àlàyé lẹ́kùnrẹ́rẹ́ ẹ máa bọ̀ ní yàrá 18 room 18 ní ilé akéde BCOS oríta Basọ̀run Ìbàdàn tàbí kẹ́ ẹ pè alága ìgbìmọ̀ ọdún àjíǹde BCOS Easter Committee chairman lórí 0805-641-4464 Jésù lolúwa.
The city of Ibadan, the home of ancient warlords, in the Pacesetter state, this is Oluyole FM